Hello, Dee Dee. Hello, Dot. How are you? I'm well, thank you. How are you? I'm fantastic. That's great to hear. Dee Dee, you know today is Wednesday. Yes, I do. So, are we going to learn a Black History fact? Yes, we are. Would you like for me to stay quiet? I sure would. Would you mind? No, not at all. Thank you so much. Today we're going to be learning about 10 years ago, a federal judge in Philadelphia threw out Mumia Abu-Jamal's death sentence and ordered a new sentencing hearing for the former Black Panther, alternately portrayed as a vicious cop killer and a victim of a racist frame-up. This month, Philadelphia District Attorney Seth Williams decided to stop pursuing execution for Abu-Jamal in the 1981 shooting death of police officer Daniel Faulkner. Now, if you're wondering who Mumia Abu-Jamal is, he was born Wesley Cook on April 24, 1954, and he is an American political activist and a journalist who was convicted of murder and sentenced to death in 1982 for the 1981 murder of Philadelphia police officer Daniel Faulkner. While on death row, he wrote and commented on the criminal justice system in the United States. After numerous appeals, his death sentence was overturned by a federal court. In 2011, the prosecution agreed to sentence of life imprisonment without parole. He entered the general prison population early the following year. Beginning at the age of 14 in 1968, Abu-Jamal became involved with the Black Panther Party and was a member until October 1970, leaving the party at 16. After leaving, he completed his high school education and later became a radio reporter. He eventually served as president of the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists from 1978 to 1980. He supported MOVE, a Philadelphia-based organization, and covered the 1978 confrontation in which one police officer was killed. The MOVE 9 were the members who were arrested and convicted of murder in that case. Since 1982, the murder trial of Abu-Jamal has been seriously criticized for constitutional failings. Some have claimed that he is innocent, and many opposed his death sentence. The Faulkner family, politicians, and other groups involved with law enforcement, state and city governments argue that Abu-Jamal's trial was fair, his guilt beyond question, and his death sentence justified. When his death sentence was overturned by a federal court in 2001, he was described as perhaps the world's most known death row inmate by the New York Times. During his imprisonment, Abu-Jamal has published books and commentaries on social and political issues. His first book was Live from Death Row in 1995. If you're wondering where he got his name from, he was born in Philadelphia, and his name was Wesley Cook, and he grew up with his younger brother named William. They attended the local public schools. In 1968, he met a high school teacher who was a Kenyan man, and he instructed a class of African cultures, and he encouraged the students to take African or Arabic names for classroom use. So he gave Cook the name Mumia, according to Abu-Jamal. Mumia means prince and was the name of several Kenyan anti-colonial African nationalists who fought in the Mau Mau uprising before Kenyan independence. When he was 14, he was described as being kicked into the Black Panther Party as a teenager after suffering a beating from white racists and a policeman for trying to disrupt a 1968 rally for independent candidate George Wallace, former governor of Alabama, who was running on a racist platform. From then, he helped form the Philadelphia branch of the Black Panther Party with defense captain Reggie Shell and other Panthers. He was appointed as the chapter's lieutenant of information, responsible for writing information and news communications. That same year, he dropped out of Benjamin Franklin High School and began living at the branch's headquarters. He spent late 1969 in New York City and early 1970 in Oakland, living and working with BPP colleagues in those cities. He was a party member from May 1969 until October 1970. During this period, he was subject to illegal surveillance as a part of the FBI's COINTELPRO program, with which the Philadelphia police cooperated. The FBI was working to infiltrate Black radical groups and to disrupt them by creating internal dissension. After leaving the Panthers, Abu-Jamal returned as a student to his former high school, but was suspended for distributing literature calling for Black revolutionary student power. He then attained his GED and studied briefly at Goddard College in rural Vermont. He returned to Philadelphia. He later got married, had children, then began a career in radio journalism. This concludes part 1 of the 3-part series of Mumia Abu-Jamal. Please stay tuned, part 2. Thank you for watching, and you take care.